morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are and what time it is where you're joining us from. I'm in Johannesburg, South Africa. So if you are in the same time zone as myself, good evening, good people. And I am coming to you to just have a very quick, brief, short session just to tell you about what to expect in the next weeks to come. My name is Zoliswa Tshetshe. I'm a transformation life coach, an inspirational speaker, a published author, and I'm just here to tell you a little bit about what we are going to be doing in the next 10 weeks on Mindset Monday on this platform at 6 p.m. every Monday for the next 10 weeks. So today I'm not with my usual co-host. I am with none other than Linde Lwakomna. I call her Lee. She's my friend. She is a member of what I call my mastermind group. She's a fellow member, and she's one person that holds me accountable on the basis of the dreams that I share with her about my life and all the different aspects of my life. And today we're going to be talking about this book, I Serve. This is the book that's going to be the subject of what I call, for lack of a better word, teachings in the next 10 weeks on Mindset Monday. Lee, good evening and welcome.
Hey, good evening, Zoe, and good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for joining me. I thought I must just bring someone who has read the book, among other people, but someone that will be able to give insight into what to expect here. So this book is actually an award-winning book in the inspirational category, and it has 10 chapters. Thank you. There are 10 chapters that are contained here. This is more than just a book. It's actually a journal, in the sense that if you read a chapter here, you will pick up that there is a story that has to do with my personal life, and then there will be some kind of a theory that says, what does this mean from an emotional and a spiritual level? And then at the end of the chapter, it will refer you to a song that resonates with me in respect of that chapter, or anything really. It could be a poem, it could be whatever it is that comes to mind. But most importantly, right at the end, it is more like a journal, because it has these kind of blank pages on the right here. This blank page at the top, it says, for example, here, record your Damascus experience and which aspects of your life changed afterwards. And so this is why you connect with the book by way of applying your own, you draw from the inspiration that comes from it, and you apply it to your own life in an effort to create your own personal transformation. Welcome, Pindi, and everybody else that is watching from the different platforms that we have here. So one of the people that have found this book very effective and very inspirational in their lives, of course, is Lee, who is here with us. So I thought you have to hear from the horse's mouth. What stood out for you here?
For me, I was expecting your normal inspirational book when I first read, and I was like, it's different. It's different. For me, it was very, very different. And what I liked about it is that at the end of the chapter, you get to reflect, right? There are reflection points, and there are questions that are asked, and then you're asked to pick up a song or some motivational a poem or something that relates to you on the topic of that chapter. For instance, in chapter 6, it talks about the visionary, says the visionary in me. And then it asks you, what song do you think of in terms of that visionary thing, visionary in you think? So she says that pick a song that connects you to the actualization of your vision. And for me, that song was Beyonce. I was here, for me, it speaks to chapter 6 of that song. So to the point that I have a playlist on my on my iTunes that is called I Served with the songs for each chapter that I enjoy very much. I dance to it, I switch it on and I dance to it. So I love the chapter. I love the fact that after each chapter you get to reflect, and it's based on real stories. Each chapter has a real story that happened to Zoe, and it makes me connect to her more, knowing that somebody else has gone through what I've gone through.
Thank you for that, Lee. Spogazi says I should get this book. Thank you for this. This is compulsory, Spogazi. You really have to get this. And in terms of where to find the book, I'm going to tell you just now before the end of this session. But maybe it's only proper, because we're not going to be talking about this in the next week when we start with Mindset Monday. We will go straight to the first chapter and talk about Inside Out. So I'm already giving inside.
Oh, yeah.
So
And this I talks about it's about it for me, the song that played, and I even danced to it last month the whole day. It was pick a song that brings you joy. And for me, that was Justin Timberlake, and I can't stop the feeling. Oh, Zoha, you have no idea. I danced all Sunday. That day.
I have song. So one may ask, how did this book come to be? Love Tintin, welcome. She says the creative in you continues to amaze me, Lee. I love that. It amazes me, Tintin. So this book, how did it come about? This has been part of my healing journey. It's a story of my own life. So I'm putting myself out there, especially about those things that held me in ransom, that made me feel ashamed, that I didn't want people to know this part about me, even though it's not my fault. But I don't want people to know, how are they going to respect me? What are they going to think of me? Why did I have to be subjected to these kinds of experiences in life? So it was out of selfish interest of healing that I wrote this. But then I realized that there are other people, other Zoliswas that may benefit from this. Let me share my story so that the healing that I have found can also be transferred to another person. And that other person would understand that everyone who is alive and breathing our oxygen in this world actually has a life purpose. So I've gone through a series of interventions to come to understand what the heck I am all about in this shitty life. What have I come to do? Why am I using part of your oxygen to breathe, drinking your water, walking your streets, and appearing in front of you as I'm doing today? I have gone through some interventions that got me to understand what role I play in this world. And this is going to give you insight into what role you yourself are playing in this world. For example, this is where it came. I'm just going to read you one paragraph so that you have an idea of what is happening. Welcome, Pindindaba. Welcome, Neil, my friend from Devon. Welcome, welcome. So this is chapter number 4. I'll take a paragraph. It says, I carried anger towards all men. I described a man as the one who was going to leave me, to abandon me, to disappoint me. He was the one who would not care how I felt about the events of the past, who would not review what had happened and expect to carry on as if nothing happened. He was the one who should be listened to and have his way in the relationship, regardless of how I felt. He was the one to be obeyed because this was his world and I was just living in it. He was a liar, a cheat, a manipulator, a selfish human who was only good for procreation. He was a quitter who expected the next resolution step to come towards him as opposed to from him. Yes, that was my level of description of a man. This is the man I attracted over and over again from one person to another. I had been dating my father. So this is an example of what you come across in this. And at the end, you reflect on what these kinds of experiences mean to you. You will realize that you will not have gone through exactly the same type of experiences, but every chapter and every experience that is here is going to evoke something in you that is similar, not the same, that is similar, because you have your own unique path in life, just like I have my own. But the similarity and what connects you and I in the whole space of these experiences that we've had is that we are here to heal. And when we heal, our level of consciousness increases to a higher state, and we hold those who are behind and help them to come up to where we are. And it is only that way that one day everyone will come to live a life that they love, which is the personal vision that I have about my life. Now, in terms of where to find the book, you will find the book on the Amazon.com. If you are not in South Africa, Amazon.com, you can find a hard copy. It's going to take some time to get to you, but if you are the kind of a person that loves ebook, the ebook is available as well. And I think you will find the ebook even cheaper at smashwords.com. I'm going to put all of those details at the bottom there so that you can follow your link and decide where to go. Takealot.com, if you are in South Africa, is available. The book goes for 240 rands. 240 rands. If you go to Amazon, you'll almost pay double the price because of the shipping cost. But if you're in South Africa, just go to takealot.com. But if you would like the energy coming directly from the author, even with an autograph, including yes, including a book that has the picture of the author right there and free delivery to you, then you can contact me directly and I will make arrangements for my team to have the book delivered to you within the next few weeks. It will still be the same price, 240 rands, no delivery fee, and we will make everything available to you as soon as possible so that when we start with the program for the next 10 weeks, which is going to commence on Monday evening, you will already be connecting. You'll see, this is your friend. You can't read it and give it to somebody else because it's your journal. It has open spaces where you will be writing things about your own personal life. And when you get to the end and you go back to the beginning, you will realize how transformed you will have been. You will notice how you have moved from one level to the other on the basis of the conversations that you are having with yourself. I always say that it's one thing to have pieces of information by way of reading a book and mastering and knowing what is on page 574. But it is another thing when you begin to apply the contents of that book into your own life and ensure that they are bringing you an insight that is going to create some kind of a transformation in your life, because that is why we are here. We are here to play a game of life so that we can dance like that. We can dance, and we have to dance and make this space between the birthday and the death day. It must be exciting. Even those negative things that look shitty in your life, when you look at them, you are like, oh, this is how it looks like when it's coming together. And then you go up. And when you go down, you know that it can never be worse than this. And then you go higher. And then you realize that when you go down, you are never going to go lower than you did before, because your focus, your eagle eyes view is right at the top. And that is where you are meant to be. I'm now thinking of a song, but I can't sing, so I'm not going to sing this. Let them go. They want to order the book. I have to send them the details of where to find it right now. Final words?
This book you can't give away, but you can give it as a gift. It's for keeps, and you would want people close to you to know what you know in that book. And what I loved about it as well, it's a quick book. It's very, for me, I couldn't put it down. I just read it in one sitting, all the 10 chapters. It's not a thick book at all. So go get it, or if you already have it, get it for someone else as a present. Thank you so much, Zoe, for letting me develop his going to and shout about I serve.
Yes. I thought that yes, this book, you have to have it with a friend so that you can have conversations with a like-minded person about your own life purpose and your own difficulties in life and how you overcome them. And if you buy more than one, as a matter of fact, we give you a little discount. We're not going to tell here what the discount is going to be. Buy it for your brother, buy it for your sister, for your spouse, for a friend, or even buy it for your team, all your team members. And we're going to throw in a special for more than one person or for more than one book that is bought. Love Tintin says, I have a Kindle version and I now want the physical copy with the book. Oh yes, you have to have the physical one. If you are in South Africa and it is during this period that we're going to be deliberating on this book, you have no excuse but to get a physical copy. It also comes with free energy from the award-winning author herself. And on Facebook now, on the other side that I cannot bring here, we have Tule. She says, oh yes, this is what it looks like when it's coming together. Yes, this is what it looks like when it's coming together indeed. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Whether you are joining us live now or you join us at a later stage, please ensure that you do yourself a favor. You can thank me later, but do your own self a favor right now and follow one of the links that are at the bottom here and get yourself a copy of this for yourself and anybody else that you love. For 240 rands, delivery is going to be free, and we are going to be joining each other from the 24th of August. It's Monday, 6 p.m. on Mindset Monday, which is broadcast on the same channels. Remember, it doesn't matter what has happened in the past. For as long as you are listening to me right now and you are gaining insights about the hope and the future that you have, the best is yet to come. Goodbye.
Bye.